Everyone, welcome back to the Creative Files. I wanted to come in real quick to introduce this video. Summer, I'm outside. So, this is going to be a start of a new series called Behind the Canvas. And this is where I take you guys on the journey of my works of art and or collections. And this being the first collection, the Golden Glow Up is the name of the collection, and those aka the Golden Girls, and those are my gold cladded head wrap queens. That collection that I've been showing bit by bit here as I came back to the channel and rebranded. So this is some raw behind the scenes footage, stuff that I haven't even shared over on Instagram, as I build, thought out, problem solved the pieces and the collection along with them. So I hope you guys enjoy. There's going to be moments of voiceover and then just moments of vibes as you guys journey with me to create the Golden Glow Up collection. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you next week. Hey creative ones, so this journey begins way back in October of 2024. This started off as an ideal and experiment. I really was interested in the swirly cloud-like background, and I really wanted to test it out. I had these illustration of these beautiful women that I did way back when I lived in Ohio, and I wanted to create an abstract version of her. So I started to experiment. I would go days and weeks without doing anything to the painting, but every now and then I would pop up with something done. Okay, so these have set over the weekend. I really like how the black came out. You can still see sheen of the satin, and it's still kind of flexible. I love that. But the brown, you can see where the glue was, and I don't like that. Oh, I must have put too much down because it is sticky. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back to that. But yeah, and that makes me concerned because I kind of didn't want to use the black with her. I kind of wanted to use the brown and the cream, but if the brown show up the glue, that means the cream definitely gonna show it up. So that has me thinking, should I use like a gloss instead of like the white luster one? Because it dries clear, but it's got like a luster sheen. So maybe that's what that is. And if I use the clear one, I don't know, because I'm not happy with this. I need to get this off my table. Okay, so I tried the luster with the cream. I can see it a little bit, but not too much. And plus, this is old. I might have to get a new thing. But we're gonna see how it holds up in a few hours. I really had a hard time knowing when to stop, when to end. I wanted her to be perfect. So, but I also, as I tell my students, there's no such thing as perfection. But I wanted her to be close. I wanted her to be close to excellence as possible, because I wanted people to see her and appreciate her and her fullness. And because this was my first original piece, I should say, it was a labor of love, and I really took time fine-tuning details, going in and repainting things over. I wanted crisp, clean lines, which is so very hard to do. And so I spent days just sitting in front of her, painting and backing up and looking at her and figure out what things needed to be fixed.
So the cream, it seemed to have in the same situation as the brown, which is this discouraging because I really wanted to use a lighter color. So I just went to my Instagram close friends because I don't have a Patreon or like private people to ask. Because now I'm thinking this shimmery texture gold that I've had literally forever, that I haven't done a lot with. And because I have bits of gold, like flecks of, not flecks of gold, like small recesses of gold that I definitely want to amp up in the painting, it will pop with the gold. Because I had another thing of gold and it's too much. It's too much. So I'm gonna cut a small piece, and test her out. Yeah, let's see. Okay, game changed. I found this. I remember I had this. This is like, I don't know, some fabric, some tablecloth that was in the building. I don't even know if it's not mine. It was given to me, but it's not mine. And I don't know if they like need it or using it for something. But I feel like this gold would be like the perfect tone of gold for the hair wrap. All right. Like, see? Maybe, like, ooh. Okay. I'm going to rip up this cream and I'm gonna do half in this and half in the other gold to see how they work with the Mod Podge. Again, I took days really fine-tuning her, playing around with the fabric choices and also trying to execute how I was going to attach the fabric. Because this was a recycled canvas and the original canvas had a resin coating, I couldn't actually create holes in her and like sew on her how I would do a normal canvas. So I had to be creative and do a lot of problem solving, and that also affected the type of fabric that I could be able to use because I couldn't do nothing to sheer because of the glue. And so there's a lot of back and forth that happens. But finally the time came to actually start laying down. So I had some canvas material that I took with some Mod Podge and gesso, mainly gesso. And I, with a little bit of water, I mixed that together and I cut the pieces that I needed to create a base and structure underneath. So it gives the fabric something to hold on to, and the fabric is not completely being glued down because I didn't want the fabric to become rigid and like sculpture like how people would use fabric and like say plaster. I didn't want that look. I wanted a softness to it. I wanted it to look like an actual head wrap that you can feel and touch. And so I used this canvas material with some gesso to create a nice base and structure. I put all the folds and the creases in there that you would get when tying a head wrap, when folding fabric, and that really helped the lightweight kind of velour satin material to really structure to. I had to do some cleaning up because the gesso Mod Podge mixture got a little messy. So that was kind of therapeutic, wiping that stuff away. I really felt in my craft then. I really felt in my era as an artist and a creator that I was able to get this type of hands-on activity. It felt good getting my hands messy. And now, I had to go back in and clean up a few spots where the fabric didn't quite lay flat. I didn't want the chance of anything popping up and coming undone as time goes on, as she wears, as she goes out into the world. Because I knew eventually that I probably would be selling her for hundreds of dollars, I wanted to put my very best of my skills and knowledge into making sure that she was a piece that can stand the test of time. So now to the fun part, and that is attaching the fabric. I took my time, I cut pieces and strips, and I really took my time laying things flat. I am using a bit of Mod Podge and not the gesso. The Mod Podge is kinder, a little bit more malleable, and a little bit more forgivable once it dries. And so I used some pins that I had and carefully, not trying to stick through the canvas, but stick through the canvas fabric that's underneath the actual decorative fabric, and so that it held itself in place as the Mod Podge dried. And this took me several days, if not a good 2 weeks, to fully finish. Just showing what my studio again looked like during golden hour when the train was coming past. I truly miss it. This was such idyllic of how beautiful it looked, and it just reminded me so much of a New York style studio. Finishing up some small details that I noticed as I got close up and personal, and messing with the Mod Podge and the gesso made a little mess on the canvas, so I just went in and cleaned stuff up as I saw it. Again, I had a real problem knowing when to stop. I struggled with that a lot, knowing when to, okay, Nadia, enough paint. But it was all worth it because it's a beautiful piece, and I'm very proud of her. So the hours I labeled over her were worth it. For the shot next to the garbage can, the photographer, the sun behind us, we're doing the best we can for the shot. For the shot. Oh, she's so pretty. Wait on the train. 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 All right, creative ones, she is done. She is done, and as soon as she was done, I already started working on 2 smaller pieces to accompany her little sisters, and shortly after that I had my photo shoot. The photo shoot was amazing. It was fun. Skylar, the young photographer that works at Fame, is so very talented, and we had a blast. The photos and imagery came out absolutely beautiful. It was stunning. I get so many compliments on it when I show it to somebody, like, okay, Nadia, you ate. And I was like, thank you. I really felt proud. And I began right away working on the smaller canvases, as well as what will become a tote bag. Hopefully I'll be finishing that by July. It's going to be a hand embroidered tote bag. With this time around, with the smaller canvases, and because they were new canvases, I was able to sew down the fabric, which just made me love my made me love hand sewing and hate it at the same time, but also made me appreciate the fact that I am so diverse in my skills that I'm able to paint and hand sew, and I'm really marrying my love for both fashion and art here. It really made me realize how the meaning of multidisciplinary, multifaceted, and it just made me appreciate not only my skills but my journey and growth, as well as these pieces even the more. These took me about a week or two to finish. I would take like 30-45 minutes every few days to get these done. It really was a work and patience. It really was a labor of love getting these hand-drawn pieces, these hand-sewn pieces attached to the canvas. The canvas. And with that, stylers, the glow up collection is complete. We have the Golden Girl, we have Dipped in Gold, and we have the Golden Hour. I absolutely adore these pieces, and I'm excited to see them find a new home. As of now, they stand in fame on display, and I am planning a art show come late summer once I get a few more pieces completed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye, creative ones.